So once I demonstrated to my peers in university, shall we do it this way? And they freaked out. Their reaction was, what is this? They hadn't seen a demonstration before. And I think this is a very important thing to know that people miss is that maybe the other person is not ready for a demonstration. They thought I'm giving like, they were telling things like, you can't commit that. Wait, or you won't commit that. He's gonna commit that. What he's doing. And similarly, there was another case. I made some automated tests and I showed them to my peers. And my first thought is, oh, so they get it. Because they saw the tests, they weren't looking very certain, but after a little bit, they would say, what if we change that? Hey, run the test now. And I thought, okay, they get it. They are asking me to run the tests, like they get the point. However, a few days down the line, they didn't use automated tests. And it's very apparent why not. They were overwhelmed. And then, I mean, they are right. Only they know if they are overwhelmed. I can't judge that for them. And the last thing I want to talk about, by the way, I'm in the university. I haven't worked, and I'm sure my opinions will change once I work. But here's something interesting I've observed. There was that person who wanted to do one of these, I don't know how you call them, meta diploma things. Uh, anyway, and I went to the basement of my school. I don't know how you call that. And I did an experiment with some device that you put on your brain. That was some accessibility subject that I was attending. And once we were done, I told him, hey, that was awesome. I had a blast with that device. So, for some context, he is very calm, extremely calm. Almost like he's, almost like he hibernates through life. And in the end, yeah, he wouldn't. I would try to talk to him all throughout the experiment, and he wouldn't talk much. He would be very conservative with what he says. In the end, I told him that was a blast, and he immediately interpreted that as I want more. He thought I was asking something from him, and he defaulted to it like, okay, so you want me to talk to the professor, right? You want to also be in the same program as I. I told him, no, 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 I'm just telling you that I had a blast. So, I mean, I've also been in environments where people, there's these sorts of people that if they open their mouth, they will either say what they want you to do or they'll judge you. You find such people. Maybe he was raised by such people. And can you imagine telling him a story? He would think you're telling him what to do, and you're just telling him a story. And I'm a fan of Robert Martin and the Manifesto for Agile Software Development, but the Agile Software Development Manifesto says, through these experiences, we have come to value this over that, this over that, this over that, this over that. That is, while we value the things on the right, we value the things on the left more. I feel like a person like that person doesn't have the ability to understand that. There's no point in even trying to tell him, I value these things, because all he knows how to deal with is your values are wrong and do this. I'm not sure he would be able to interpret these are my values. And I've seen there was a subject, university subject that talks about teamwork, principles of teamwork, and it talked about the manifesto, but I could tell something is off because it used the word should. You may want to go to agilemanifesto.org, which is how the movement started, and search the word should, and you may be surprised. I think sometimes we're just not ready for advice. You go to YouTube, you just look up programming. I don't know what happens if you look up programming, but you'll find video titles like do this, don't do that. That's deprecated. Use this. Stop using your thing wrong. Stop telling me what to do. And I think what we're craving for is just telling each other tales, listening to pain, being together, and letting the other person judge whether they can do something. Maybe they can, but they are overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed by C code, so they don't want automated tests as well. They know.